better, because obviously we're going to talk about stuff that's happening now, you know, and how we can build this now. And that's exactly what we want to be doing. So this is live, it's the best way to listen to it. Now, what I really like to get everyone to do is really promote it to the rest of the team. Numbers of people listening on to live training is quite low, and I'll never understand why that is, because I have literally listened on to a live training every single week since the day I started, because I listened to learn myself, then I listened to build a team, and then I listened because I had to host, and now I'm on it hosting. So ideally we want to get every single person onto this training 8:30 on a Tuesday and get it into everyone's diaries. So if you enjoyed tonight's training, if you can pop a little note on the team page and tell people what they are missing out on, because I think, you know, the more team we can get on it, the stronger we can get the training, and the stronger that we can all build our businesses, and you guys can build your businesses and your income. So this evening, I'm really excited to talk us through the steps to manager. So this is all about planning your business, and it's really important to know how to plan your own business and to know how to talk to people about planning their business when you start building a team. But it all starts with you. It's really important, regardless of if you've got no one in the team or if you've got a team, that you need to know how to plan your business, and you know how the steps to manager works. Quite often people think that this steps to manager is just to be used in a first planning meeting, but that's absolutely not the case. This is what I use every single month, and anyone that has plannings with me, we always refer back to it. So we refer back to the bits that are in it in the marketing plan. So I know we've got a few new people listening on tonight. So obviously a recap of my story, and why I'm so passionate about using this Steps to Manager book. So I started Forever just over 4 years ago, and my background was in hairdressing. I had no experience in anything that I do now. So this is all taught, and this is all learned behaviour that I do. And I think that's really, really important. You know, we can't expect to just step into a business, know everything, and if we struggle, step back. We need to know that if we're going to do something, we need to learn how to do it. So I wasn't even a product person when I started Forever. I used to take my makeup off and wash my face with a wet wipe. I was very basic. You know, I used to tie my hair up, didn't do anything with it, wasn't into the whole wellness thing at all. But I was a reflection of that. You know, I was tired, I was unwell, I never had any energy. So learning how to build a business and learning how to be a product person not only excelled my business, but my health as well. So obviously fast forward 4 years, I'm now a Sapphire manager in the business. I'm full-time Forever, although I wouldn't class it as full-time. My husband quit his senior quantity surveyor job, and we're just, you know, helping people build their business and coaching them on what we've done with ours. So we obviously enjoy a really lovely income, but it's an income that's come from sacrifice in the early days. Now, I'm not saying sacrifice, you know, loads of time and sacrifice what you're doing now. I appreciate, just like I did, that people have jobs, they have commitments, and obviously Forever comes on as an additional. But when we look at Forever and we kind of have those bigger goals that we want to do with it, it takes that commitment that we need to put in place. And it's that commitment, you know, to listening on to a weekly training, or that commitment to speak to people about the business, about the products, and having that commitment really does lead you to what you want to do. The best thing we can do is not overcomplicate anything, because when we start overcomplicating, we start self-doubting. So all you need to do is don't worry about self-belief and can I do this and is it something I can do? Just trust in yourself, you know, and if you're listening on to training and you're doing everything that you know you should be doing, then just trust in yourself that this business will take off for you, because it absolutely will. So tonight is all about planning, understanding the marketing plan, planning out your business ahead. And last week was all about retailing. So if you did miss last week's, if you go to the pinned post in the team page, scroll to week 4 and you can catch up on that, because this is the foundations for your business. You don't have to build a retail business before you can build a team business. Obviously you can do both at the same time, but it's important to have those equal plates spinning. So last week we spoke about the methods of retailing, how to get our regular customers. Now, a regular customer base is something that's so lovely because when you've done it, you can just really look after it. And it's that customer care system that we coach in place. Building your pipeline, you know, your activity tracker, what's coming next, what can you expect in your business, what activity are you doing now that's going to see the results in, you know, 60 to 90 days time. And of course, personal development. That is one of the biggest things that happens in this business, whether it's public speaking, whether it's confidence, whether it's, you know, whatever it is, time management. This is all something that's really going to step by step grow week on week with all the training and everything that you're doing. So talking of personal development, it's really important to absorb yourself in everything and anything you can. Obviously, you've started this business to make a success. You're in this business to progress. So instead of reading a magazine or putting on the telly and flicking through the channels, get yourself a book. A book is a really good thing to get absorbed into. It's normally the last thing you read at night. It might be what you read you know, when you're commuting to work or in the times you normally would have wasted time. So the book that I really, really rate, this is one of many, but this is called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. Now, The Slight Edge is just a fantastic explanation of how success is made. Some people will always ask, well, actually a lot of people will always ask successful people, what did you do? How did you build your business? Tell me what you did and I'll copy it. And sadly, the truth is, when that successful person tells them what they did, they kind of get a bit bored because they think, well, I've heard that before. Or, oh, well, that doesn't seem very exciting. How's that going to work? And this is where the slight edge kicks in. So the slight edge is having the ability to do tiny, tiny actions that you see no results from day in, day out, day in, day out, and that leads to success. So this book is fantastic because it puts real life scenarios in that you can understand. So the one scenario that I love that they talk about is eating pizza. Okay, so you've got a very overweight person and okay, let's start at the beginning. So we've got two people that are exactly the same. One person decides to eat a slice of pizza every day. The other person decides, I'm not going to eat that slice of pizza. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to have an apple. Now that day, is there any difference between those two people? Absolutely not. The next day, the same person that ate the pizza the night before eats the pizza again. That other person eats that apple. Is there any difference? Absolutely not. You cannot tell the difference. The person eating the pizza and the person eating the apple feel like they are doing nothing different, nothing's changing. Yet they do that tiny action day in, day out, day in, day out, over the course of 6 months or a year or 2 years or 3 years, and the change in their life is totally different. You've got this person that's massively overweight, has health issues, their whole life's fallen apart because, you know, their mood swings are bad because their diet's terrible, they've lost their job. You know, you could just imagine the spirals of it. You've got a person that's eating this apple, they've decided that they're going to take on a personal training course, they're starting to reach new heights in their life, their energy is higher, they're a people person, they're a magnet to people. Now, if someone turned around to those two people in one room and said, what happened to you and what happened to you? Well, slice of pizza a day or an apple a day. And it's that thing, isn't it, that apple a day scenario. So that's just one of the stories. It's probably told quite different in the book, but that's the way that I've remembered it, interpreted it, that stuck with me. And do you know what? I thought, that's so right. When we build our business, we get told, talk to 5 people a day, talk to people about the products, talk to people about the business. One day, someone might think, oh, I'm not going to do that today. Is that person any less successful that day for not doing it? No. Can anyone tell? No. Can the upline tell? No, no one can tell. But over 6 months, when the frustration is clear, that's when it can tell. So have a little think about that, you know, the slight edge. And I would definitely recommend you read it, and it makes you motivated to do the tiniest of activities, even though you don't think it's going to lead to any success or results. I can promise you, hand on heart, it really will do. That delivery of your bee pollen, that message about the business opportunity, that responding to that phone call when you said you would, it all makes a massive difference. So the first steps to manager is a huge part of that slight edge mindset, and it's because it gives you that simple track to run on. So the first steps to manager is the book that you would have got in your business owner box, and it really is a how-to guide on how to build your business. So it's really simple to use. It creates you those disciplines, habits and actions, but it's also fantastic to see how you can progress through the marketing plan, because it's always nice to see what we can look forward to next. It helps us, you know, track people, track activity, helps us coach people according to what their activity is. And the most beautiful thing is it's totally duplicatable. And so this means that you originally, when you start the business, your upline's coaching you by using that book, but then you're going to use the same book to coach others how to do the same, because you're always going to be one step ahead of whoever you bring into the business, because that's the beauty of the business. You'll always know a bit more than the person that you're bringing in, which makes you able to be able to coach them and help them. So this is the cover of the first steps to manager. You'll recognize it now, and it prepares people. So whoever you're working with that's new, or maybe you're new, this is going to prepare you for your business. So what we need to be doing is making sure that everybody has got their hands on a first steps to manager book. We also need to make sure that that first steps to manager book doesn't get stuffed down the side of the sofa or in the magazine rack, that it's actually on the side, it's being carried around, it's in your laptop bag, it's in your you know, in your handbag, that you can have a look at it. We've also then got additional training that we can send out to people that join the business, and that can be accessed on QLS. So QLS is £7 a month. It's loads of additional training put on by Jane and John Leach, who are diamond managers in the UK. Obviously that's totally optional, it's a personal choice, or we've obviously got lots of training links in the pinned post as well. So if you go onto Team Renaissance and just click pinned post, there is hours and hours of training that you can get absorbed into, so you can tag team into that as well. So what is the point of this first steps to manager? So the steps to manager and the first planning meeting is something that you will have when someone new has joined your business, or it's something that you'll sit and do for yourself if you feel like you need to give yourself a bit of a kick back into action. So the whole point is it's going to get us excited with the person that we're working with, and obviously for ourselves as well. We need to understand why people are joining the business, why that person you're working with has joined, and you need to understand why you're doing the business. So it's important that you sit and plan yourself as well as your team. We set high expectations. We look at what someone really wants to achieve, and we show people what they really need to do in order to achieve it. Obviously we do this by showing people. We never ever tell someone what to do. We say, this is the activity I would do, this is what I'm doing, this is what my plan is, so we can show people what we're doing. Obviously we hold people accountable. You know, if you're spending 2 hours with someone, or you're sat down for 2 hours planning yourself and getting it all out on paper, hold yourself accountable as well. So agree that 7-day plan, a clear plan, what you are going to achieve from all the activity you want to do. It's about belief, you know, believing in people whilst they don't believe in themselves, and believing in yourself by trusting in yourself that you're going to do the activity that you've put out. Setting that pace, so you're not putting off, you know, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. It's like, nope, this is happening today, I'm doing this today. We all know that any sort of business isn't going to be easy. So it's about not wrapping people up in cotton wool. It's about saying, you know, you're going to have amazing days in this business. Equally, you're going to have pretty pants days, you know, where nothing's going to go your way. You feel like the whole world's against you. It's never going to happen. And then the next day, all of a sudden, you get an exciting lead come through, or something really exciting happens in the business. And of course, we're all leading from the front. Even if you've only just joined the business, you are a leader to your customers. You're a leader to the people you're now talking to. So you've got to lead from the front by doing that showing, not telling people. So if you turn to page 2 and 3 of your Steps to Manager, it will look like this. So what I want to do is really get a good idea of what you want to achieve in this business. In order for me to get a good idea of what you want to achieve, I know how best to guide you. I know how best to get you excited about what it is we're doing and what our plan is, our long-term plan. So what we want to do here is look at the short-term plan. What's going to keep you excited and motivated over the next 6 months to stay in this business? Because that really is the crucial time. You know, what's going to get you excited? And that could be anything from £200 a month to self-development, meeting new people, getting a cleaner. I'm thinking of all my little goals I had, getting a cleaner, paying off a holiday before we actually went rather than sticking it on a credit card. So I need to know what your goals are. Think about your goals. Your goals are going to be personal to you. What I want to do then is look at 12 months, and then we're going to look at 3 to 5 years' time. So this is often where people struggle, because I say to them, you know, where do you want to be in 12 months? And they say, I'm not really sure. I don't know what to expect. I just want to see how it goes. And I say, okay, where would you not be happy with, or what would you not be happy with if we were there at 12 months? And that's when people will say, well, yeah, I wouldn't be happy if I didn't have a team, or I wouldn't be happy if I wasn't at least earning, you know, £800 a month. And I say, brilliant, come on, we're getting somewhere now. And I think sometimes it's easier for people to open up about what they wouldn't be happy with than what they would be happy with. So that's a really good tip if you're struggling to find someone's goals. We then look at long term. What's this plan for? You know, have we even thought about long term? Is it going to change things personally? You know, maybe that person's very stressed at work. Maybe that person is in debt. Maybe that person, you know, just really needs to make a change in their life for reasons to them, and that's a long-term goal we can work for. Family-wise, we talked about holidays. Is it having a dream house that they've always wanted to live in and never quite knew how they were going to get there, but now they've got that plan they can do? And then we pull it all out on paper, personal goals. And I say to people in the personal, be selfish. You know, think about yourself. And that can be hard sometimes when you've got children or when you've got a family, because everything kind of revolves around everybody else. And that's when I start saying, you know, what about a pair of shoes that you'd want to buy, or a handbag? Or what was the last thing that you were going to buy and put back on the shelf because you said, oh no, I better not? That's the sort of things we want to get down as well. All of those things are important to create a timeline of goal setting. Goal setting is really important because we can start ticking off these goals from the short-term short goals to the big long-term goals. And it's almost like a tick of achievement, you know, a to-do list that we're working through. Obviously, your goals change as you work for your business, and that's absolutely fine because this is something that we're going to constantly be reassessing. So then with the personal goals and the family goals, that's when I can really help with the business goals then. Because business goals, this is again where sometimes people struggle if they know nothing about Forever, maybe they haven't owned their own business before. And it's hard to say what your business goal is if you don't really know what it is that's achievable. So I look at the goals they've set personally and family, and then I tie it into the marketing plan. So if it's £200 that they want to earn within the next 4 months, I say, right, that's where supervisor is going to kick in, or a very high retail business. So you've either got your retail on your own, or you're building a team and you've got your small manageable retail business and team. So we put that short-term supervisor. We then look at that long-term plan, and if they've said that they want to quit their job and they want to do all this, and you know, I'm not afraid to ask questions. I need to get a good idea. I need to say, if you don't mind me asking, how much do you need to be earning in order to quit your job? and people will always happily tell me, because then I can help them better. This is normally where we match up to that manager, senior manager position, and all the incomes are on the rest of the marketing plan, so you can flick through and see if you're not sure. So we talk about positions on the marketing plan. We talk about, you know, are they confident to talk on webinars, or do they need self-development talking? We talk about what sort of retail business they would like, what's their area of products that they feel they would be interested in. I'll then turn to that person at the end of this planning and say, do you think I've got everything I possibly can on paper, or is there anything else you would like to add? You know, when you're maybe having your down days and you turn to me for a bit of a boost, what can I mention to you that's really going to spark you back up to get working on your business? And that's when we can make a few more notes. So this is something you can do with your team, but this is something I would hugely advise for you to do for yourself. It's so good when you sit there and do this for yourself. And I very often sit down and do my goals, figure out what I'm doing, figure out what I'm working towards, because if you don't know what you're working towards, it's very, very difficult. Now, if you're like me and you struggled a little bit with your goals, think about how do you want to feel? Do you want that feeling of success? Do you want to feel like you've achieved something? Are you doing it to prove to people that you've started something and you're seeing it through? All of that is just as important as material things as well. So here you can see some examples on the screen there. So this is exactly what we've been looking through. So have a little look and think, what are your goals? Write them down. You know, it doesn't have to be on this page in the book. Write them down, what you want to achieve. We then have to understand how we are going to get there. So this is when we start talking about understanding case credits. And this is very, very simple. It's not complicated. And I tell someone it is simple. It's simply a point system attached to the products. The higher value the product, the more you do is you register to forever, you become a business owner, you then get your login in details. So you're going to log on, tick, 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 logging in to your distributor ID, and that's when you can see your case credits in your basket, or the case credits allocated to the products that you can choose to order. So what happens is the case credits, because we're a global company, we don't talk in pounds, dollars, euros, everything like that. You get paid based on the case credit volume passing through your business. So we talk about 4 case credit because that's that business building discipline. So we look at doing 4 case credits worth of retail a month, and that's what we like to coach people on because it's easy and it's duplicatable with consistent effort. So the reason we focus on the 4cc is because I know that it brings someone on that £200 plus retail profit that they want. So obviously we can gain case credits through anything we use ourselves, because when you're placing an order through your account, the case credits drop into your basket, whether they're for yourself or whether you're ordering them through a retail customer. So how you order for retail customers is they have the brochure. Say for instance they place an order for £100, they give you the £100, you log on to your account, you place that order at the discounted price, which I'll go into in the next slide, and those case credits will drop into your basket. Or you can send your shop link, which is in your welcome email, and they can order direct, and that's linked up to you as well, so the case credits drop in your basket. You can also gain case credits through recruiting, because for every person you bring into the business, they are purchasing a box of products off you worth 1.085 case credits. So your business can be made up of recruiting, retailing, personal use. I say 4 case credits, but I always say to people, aim for 6 to 8. 6 to 8 case credits, and then worst case scenario, you're going to do your 4, you're going to be happy because you're going to be earning money and you're going to be getting in a good routine. So the reason 4 case credits becomes important is because when you are entitled to a team leading bonus, which is when you're a supervisor and above, which I'll explain in a minute, that's when you must be doing 4cc yourself in order to be getting paid on what your team are doing. And the reason that's important is because it's a very ethical company, and forever I'm not going to pay you for coaching a team if you're not doing it yourself. And actually it will be the next person in your upline doing for that will pick up that team leading bonus. So I think it's a really good way of saying, you know, come on, let's do it and let's work as a team so that we can help as many people as possible. So that's the case credits simply explained. Now, marketing plan. Sometimes we can turn to this page and think, whoa, you know, as a mentor, you might think, I can't explain this to someone. As a new business owner, you might think, I don't get it, so I don't know what I'm doing. My advice to you would be, I started this business as a hairdresser. I did not deal with numbers. I certainly didn't deal with bubbles and charts. But if I can get my head around it, I can assure you anybody can. But I also want you to know you don't need to understand it in order to work up the marketing plan. I think I probably understood it when I got to assistant manager, but until then I was just like ignorance on fire. I enjoyed it, loved it, worked through it, and somehow bluffed it. So don't panic if you're not getting your head around it, because when you work through the marketing plan, that's when it will click into place. But if you are a facts and numbers person, then this will make total sense to you. So let's start on the new line. We've got new distributor here. So new distributor is also called Novus customer. It might be a £100 minimum sign up, whatever you label it. But it's when someone places a £100 minimum order and they can activate an account through you. So that's done via a paper form in your pack, or there's an online link, which is the original online, and then you put /clean9 at the end. So let us know if you need those links and we'll do it, and they can order a clean9 through it. But that basically keeps them to you, and they get 15% off all future orders, and that, you know, they order it themselves and they've got their own account, they can ring up or they can do it online. Now that person can either work up to 2 case credits and do the 2 CCs over retail of those case credits dropping in the account, or the best way to join the business, if you are looking at it from a business angle rather than a customer angle, is by purchasing your business owner box. This is worth 1.085, but it brings you in at assistant supervisor level. This means you now get 35% off all the products. If you notice here, I've pushed the 30 and the 5% together. I'll explain why in a minute. So you get 35% off all the products. So let's go back to that customer. So you've got a customer that's got your brochure. They place an order of £100 with you. They give you the £100. You log on to your distributor ID. You put those items in your basket and it will come out at approximately £65. You then keep that £35 in your pocket as you go along, because the orders cost you 65, because you'll get that taken off at time of order. So your retail profit you're earning as you go along. So you can now talk to people about the business. You're an assistant supervisor. Show someone the slides, sit down, do a one-to-one, take them to a business presentation, log them into an online business presentation. If they decide they want to join the business, you send them the link that was sent to you with your distributor ID, your name. That person will join your team. You'll have a team member. You're going to get paid £39 as a one-off recruiting bonus for that. So that's a company's way of thanking you for your time and your efforts, you know, and it really is worth investing that time into someone and meeting them for a coffee and showing them the business. So what do we want to do now? So we're on the marketing plan. Now the point of moving through the marketing plan is because you're going to get paid more for doing the same, whether you do more retail or whether you show people exactly how you're retailing. So your next plan is to get to supervisor, and supervisor is when 25 case credits over 2 months has clocked through your account. You don't need to keep a tab on this. It's all done automatic. You just log on and you can see all your case credits there, your aloe bottle filling up. So we talk about 4 case credits, and that's what you're personally doing. But when you go for promotions, this is what you and your team's total are doing. So this is where you start helping people in your team becoming active, doing 4 case credits, helping their retail, looking after their retail with them and giving them ideas. So you've hit your supervisor promotion. Congratulations. You've now had a pay rise and you are going to earn a team leading bonus. This is where it gets very exciting. So your personal bonus has gone up to 38%. Can you see the 30 and the 8 have gone there together? Because your personal bonus has gone up to 8. So you get 38% off all the products. Now your team leading bonus kicks in, because your assistant supervisor, which is what you was, is on 5%, but you've had a pay rise now up to 8%. So between your pay and your assistant supervisor, your team's pay is a 3% difference. Now the company are going to give you the difference based on what your retail profit is and what their retail profit is. So you're going to start earning the team leading bonus. You're also going to get paid £45 one-off recruiting bonus for everyone you sign up, so that has gone up as well. So this is where your team leading bonus on average is about £250 a month, and that is on top of your retail profit. So what I would always say to people, and I always say it as well, is work closely with your team, but also let your upline work closely with your team, because your upline is getting paid to help you and your team, forever paying them to coach and mentor your team. And this is why, especially before supervisor, it's really important that you let as many people input and help in your business as possible, because obviously it's worth your while letting everybody help. And that's what I did. You know, I just let everybody help. I let everybody listen to anyone's training, attend anything they wanted. I introduced them to absolutely everyone in the upline, because I thought, well, the more help I can get and the more input I can get, the better it's going to be for me. And that's the whole purpose of team building. So the next plan is assistant manager, which is on the other page at the top hand, the top line. And that's where your bonus has now gone up to 13%. So that's 43% of all your products that you're ordering for yourself and for your customer. You're getting that 43% markup. You're getting your team leading bonus based on what position your team are on and what you are on. And also your recruitment bonus has gone up. So this is where you're earning £600 a month on top of your retail profit. Then we've got manager, 120 over 2 months. That seems a lot, doesn't it? But imagine if you've got someone in your team going for assistant manager, that's 75 just from one leg. They're going for assistant manager because they've got a couple of people going for supervisor, and very quickly you see how it builds. This is where you're earning that new manager income 800 going up to 2,000 plus, and you have got paid more on your recruitment bonus. So this is just how you work through the plan, getting paid more for doing the same and helping more people. This is then where I will pinpoint that person I'm talking to what they've told me they want. So we can draw little things on here now. So where they want £200, we start writing get a cleaner, pay off the credit card. We've then got manager, and say they want £2,000 in order to quit their job. I'll say, okay, that's normally 2 or 3 months after manager if you keep going at the rate you were going. 2 or 3 months plus is quitting job. So we can really connect it to the marketing plan. So this is something that I gloss over quickly, and this is about talking, finding managers within the team. And this is creating that really, really strong income. So this is about finding people that are going to join the team and, you know, have got good attitudes, a good mind, just getting the thought process going. If you're going to build a team, who's it going to be? You know, why? Why do you want to get manager? And again, tying it back to what they've said, but also this is when Forever start recognizing you as a serious business builder. You know, all the incentives start opening up, the car plan, chairman's bonus, global rally, the holidays, which are all achievable. We then talk about, you know, finding those people in the team that have got that manager potential, that want the £2,000 a month income, that want the bigger goals, that have that, you know, kind of drive and work ethic, and explaining the more managers you get in the team, obviously the stronger your income is, but the bigger your income is as well. We can start looking at all the other incentives. But we reel it back down, because that is exciting. You know, we can now see quite clearly how we can build a business, how we can gain income. And that's super exciting. And it all starts with developing a 4 case credit a month business and coaching others to do the same. So how are we going to do it? Number one is we are going to use the products ourselves. So we're going to talk to our new business owner. We're going to have a word of ourselves and we're going to say, right, come on, seriously, what am I using every month? What could I be using? What do I use on a daily basis that isn't forever, that could be forever? Am I drinking the drinking gels? Am I feeling the benefits? And also with every order you place for your customers, when you start building your customer base, why not add something really random for yourself that you never would have ordered and try it, try it out and see. Because I can promise the more products you're personally using, the more you're going to retail, because you retail what you use. And it's because people can tell. They know if you're trying to talk to them about something and you have no idea what it is, you don't know the colour of it, you don't know the smell of it, all these funny questions that people ask you, you won't sell one. If you're using it, you will sell plenty. So this is when we're going to talk about how can we start showcasing the products now to other people? How can we start building that 20 to 30 people customer base? We're going to have a business launch, and this is in really good detail in our other trainings as well. We do. This is where we're going to invite a small handful of friends or family. We can do it online, we can do it in person, get people together. This is where your upline is going to host it for you, so you don't need to worry or stress. You just need to get the people there, and we can really tell people what it's all about. Whether you want to focus on the business side more, or whether you want to focus on the product side more, just getting the information out there. And also, this is a really good way to train yourself. So if you haven't had a business or product launch, and you should be having them every single month for yourself as well, to keep it going and introduce more products to the people that came to the first one, then definitely get it in the diary. Off the back of that, you can do mini launches then, because you're getting a better understanding of what people want. Smaller groups of people want different things. You're going to have some people that are sporty, some people that like animals, some people that are into pampering, and you can start spinning off all these mini launches from it. One of the big sellers, and especially this time of year, in fact, especially every time of year, is weight management. This is something that sells really easily and is a higher value product. The Clean 9 is a fantastic seller. So if you're not on Summer Body Blitz page, let me know so I can add you. You can add all your customers or anyone that's interested to that, because our weight management products work. They're nutritionally balanced, so they're not bad for you. People don't pile weight back on after. They just feel really, really good with it. But what I want to do here is get people thinking about, well, what's their area? What are they going to enjoy retailing? What are they going to enjoy looking into? Are they more into the sporty fitness side? Are they more into the pamper skincare side? Weight management, gym? Do they go to coffee mornings? Can they go to coffee mornings? Let's have a look at social media and internet. So this is where we can go through things and find out what people want to do to start with, to really get the retail business off the ground. So this is that business product launch in more detail, and we're going to get a couple of dates booked in. So we're going to get these dates booked in, and we're going to help our new person invite people, or we're going to make ourselves invite people to our own launch, because we need to be showing, not telling. We need to be doing this ourselves. You can call it Pamper and Prosecco, you can call it Summer Nights product event, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it Get Back to the Gym event, Feel Well event, whatever you want to do. So you personally invite people. Don't just chuck everyone into a Facebook event, because people quite often don't see it. I know I've got loads on mine and I don't see it. So you give someone a call, you drop them a message, you say, what are you doing on this date? Brilliant. Come round for a glass of wine, cup of coffee. I just want you to see what I'm doing. I'm launching a new business. And you make a list of people that say yes. A couple of days before your launch, you remind that person that they're coming, and you say you're looking forward to them, seeing them. And then again that evening, you just say, see you later, park the car around the back, the door will be open, or something like that that just prompts them, so you know that you get a good turnout. So what we need to do now is start thinking, that's our retail going to start to build. We're going to start doing the activity and the action to get some product knowledge out and get some retail out. And now we're going to start spinning the other play of thinking about, well, why not start building a team? You know, we can start do this straight away. So we want to start, I'll say to my person that I'm sat with, from everything we've spoke about, you know, your retail and building a business and everything, can you name 5 people off the top of your head that you think might like to do the same? And straight away they start scribbling, yes, I can. And if they can't, I say, no problem, but have a really good think, and in a couple of days, come back to it and have a look at it. So off the back of this, we've got 5 names written down, and then I start talking about this business building cycle. What are we going to do with these 5 people? Let's start contacting them. You know, let's think about people you know, which we've just done, but we're going to expand this. And then we're going to start thinking about maybe making phone calls, maybe an email, a text message, arranging to meet up face to face. Now, what do we want to show these people? Are you inviting them to your launch? Is it the business side? Is it the product side? If it's the business side, we show them the presentation. If they decide they want to get started, we all work together to help get them started. And that's when I'll go through, if we're, you know, if we're really taking this seriously, how many contacts we need to do a day, how we're going to do that. We then go through where the local business presentation is and the importance of this. So my local business presentation is Telford, and it's the 1st and 3rd Tuesday of every month. So I'll always give an example of where mine is to show that I know where mine is. And the reason that I go along to the presentation is because it reminds me why I started the business. It puts that fire back in my belly. It gets me excited for the next couple of weeks ahead. But I can also invite people to come along and listen. I can invite family, friends, or people that I think might be looking at the business where they get to hear it from someone else. We then talk about Success Express, aka Success Day, where we all get together for celebration, inspiration, just a fantastic time, and I'll show them a few pictures on my phone so they can see the grand scale of it at the NEC in Birmingham. So I have a look through the diary, I make sure they write down their date and tell them how they can order their tickets by going to their Forever, clicking on the tickets tabs. Date and venue of other trainings, again, we log into their Forever account. We go onto the trainings tab and I say, and there is a date of all trainings that the company run. But also on top of that, we've got team trainings, and I go through my diary and I say we've got training every Tuesday at 8:30. We've got a little team get together on this date. So I know that their diary is really nice and in order. So we go back to these people now and I say, right, let's have a look at these 5 people. Now we've got some names down. Let's have a think about who they are. Let's think about how this is going to create you a business and what best way that we can approach it to get you through this marketing plan. So this is where we start looking at the manager plan, breaking down of the case credits, just using it as a stepping stone. We start looking at profiling, and I say, tell me, why did you write that person down? Why do you think they're going to be interested? Where do they live? What's their background? What's their personality? What's their, and I hate this word hot button because I just think, so what's their reason for wanting to do this business, or what do you think their reason could be? Because then we've got a really good idea of what angle we're going to take on this business with them. How are we going to pitch this idea that we think that they would be suited to it? And we want to have their ears open enough that they're welcome to listen to the invitation. So this is where that profiling sheet is a fantastic tool for those people that you think are going to be really interested. So then we go on to not just who you think will be interested, but let's start thinking about everyone you've ever known. Let's pop it all down. Let's use your memory jogger in the book and write down all your contacts, your Facebook contacts, your email contacts, everybody you've ever known. Let's have a little look. Do we think they'll be interested in products? What about the business? Let's start working down them 5 or 10 at a time, or however many you committed to, and just start putting it out there to them directly. Dropping them a little message, asking how they are, maybe building up rapport if it's been a while since you last spoke. Because if it's been a while since you last spoke, don't just say, oh, I noticed your skin was bad, would you like to buy some new skincare products? That is awful. You know, you've got to think, what am I doing? this is a business. This is a real business, and I need to build rapport with people. You can't go to someone that you don't know or haven't known for a long time and say, oh, you know, I've seen that you're miserable in your job. I've got something that could be better. Let's have a chat about it. Because again, they're going to be thinking, who are you to message me? You know, it's about building up friendship and rapport, and then coming in with a, do you know much about what I do? I'd really love to have the chance to tell you more about it, because from what you've told me and how we've got to know each other over the course of however many weeks, days, months, I think it's going to be really suited. So it's a much nicer approach. But of course, you're going to get on a really nice habit of doing this every single day and start seeing the results. So the results start coming in, and this is when you're going to be using a activity tracker, aka pipeline. So your pipeline is going to be people that have expressed interest off the back of you putting the proposition to them, to the invitation to find out more. They have said, that sounds interesting, what is it? Or they said, okay, let's meet up and you can tell me more. The reason you're writing their name down is because you will forget. You might not think you will. The first few months in the business, you think, no, I remember everybody. But I can assure you, if you are contacting people every day, talking to people every day, talking to people when you're at work in passing, you've got no record on your phone of messages because it's been a face-to-face, you need to be writing it down. Ideally, you want to be getting 20 plus people in your activity tracker at any one time. If you've got that, you know that you're going to be building a business. You know you'll be building a team because you've got enough of the right conversations going on. Now, if you're mentoring a team, get your activity tracker out and show them it. You know, make yourself accountable. And if you can't get your activity tracker out because you haven't got one, or you haven't got 20 people in it, make it your priority to do that. And then share with your team how you didn't have one, but you have now, and this is exactly how you got it. So that's really going to get your activity up and make you accountable as well. We're then looking at this plan, so we've got these people, we've got a better understanding of what we need to do, and we're going to write down who we're going to be talking to people about the business this week, who's popped to our mind, who's off our who do you know list. We're going to be looking at other activity. We're going to get some business cards done up. Is that the way we want to go with it? We're going to develop this contact list further. Obviously get that launch set up and ready, have a look at what local events are on in the area and discuss with that person what they want to do and how they want to take it. Obviously it's important making sure we've got all those dates in the diary, local business presentation, every Tuesday at 8:30, any other extra trainings that are on, and making sure they understand what it is, where it is, but also make it very clear that all of this is optional. We don't want to walk away from a first planning with someone thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I don't know where to start. It's too much. I haven't got time. We say all of this additional training is totally optional. You know, if you want to build a business, you use it. If it's too much, let me know and I'll point out which bits are more important. If you're struggling with time management, let me know and we'll dwindle it back a bit to maybe 2 contacts a day. You know, and I'll show you what the trainings that you need to be watching are. So make that very, very clear, because you've got all excited sharing the business with them and you might walk away and they think, I can't do this, it's just too much, it's not what I thought. So make sure communication is very open. So then at the very back of your book, then we go back to the products. So this is why this book's good, because it flicks from business to product and gets us into the habit of spinning these plates. So let's turn back to our product sheet. And this is when that person, and I always let this person do that in their own time, because I normally find by now it's been an hour and a half. So my first plannings are an hour and a half long. And then I say to them, right, I'm going to leave this with you and I want you to think about people you're inviting to your launch or people on your who do you know list. And I want you to think about the products, read the description and just write the names of people that you might think will benefit from it. Because then they've got a bit of a go-to list that they can do. So that first steps to manager is your business in a book. It literally is your business in a book. Read it, read it, read it, keep reading it, listen to training, listen to First Steps to Manager training on YouTube. If you go onto FLP UK Limited YouTube channel, you'll hear different trainings on all the pages. Learn it, utilize it, learn it to coach to others, learn it to use it for yourself. You can order extra packs of those, so a pack of 5 is just £4, and that's if you've got people in your team that are maybe come in at the novice customer, but you think they'd really benefit from the Steps to Manager. Or maybe you've got someone that's joined the team as a couple, and there's only one book in the pack. Always make sure they've got their individual book themselves so that they feel that they're both equal partners in the business. So obviously the bits that you can print off additionally from foreverliving.com, My Business and Tools, is the activity tracker. So you've got plenty of those. Your 100+ list, so you can keep on expanding. Your profile, so you can do plenty more of those. And your 7-day plan, which I always kind of fill out on a Sunday night. I find that's when sitting down on a Sunday, planning my business and being able to work through it. So what I want you to do over the next 7 days, firstly, I want you to get on the team page and ask the other, however many 100 people, what they were doing this evening to not listen on to training. Because how anyone expects to build a business without training, I do not know. We couldn't even work in a till in a supermarket if we had no training. You know, so how do we expect to build a business which we pin so many hopes and dreams on if we don't put some time aside to learn? So I want it to be positive though. Do you know, I never ever give anyone a telling off, because obviously it's optional, it's all in your own time, but equally, you know, if you want to build a business, it's so important. So get over to the team page, post on there how amazing the training was and what you gained from training and why people should listen on, because people attract people. And I just know, I say it because I know it will help people. The next thing I want you to do is go and find your First Steps to Manager book, get it out, have a read through it. I've recorded this training session, so I will post it to the team page. You can refresh your memory, make some notes on it if you didn't have it with you tonight. I want you to have a look at your activity tracker, your pipeline, update that and have a look at where you are and do you need to get better at keeping a track on that. Have a look at your new customers. Are you starting to build that customer base? Do you need to have a product launch? Do you need to do that retailing activity that's on the page? And also in our files, we've got a QLS points recording sheet. And this is a list of activities you can be doing, and it shows you the activity. The ones with the higher points are basically more productive in your business. So it gives you a really good idea of what you can be doing. So I hope you have enjoyed this evening's training. And you know, I find it really weird doing webinars even now because I feel like I'm talking at everybody. So let's open up, we've got a few minutes. Let's open up the questions box. Has anyone got a question at all that they would like to ask? Anyone at all? I can even unmute you if you would like to ask a question live. See, you've all gone quiet. We can't normally get a word in edgeways when there's two of us. Oh, Olga's just laughing. Exactly, Olga, you know what I mean. You can't get a word in edgeways. Well, do you know what? That's a good sign that I've done a really good job. You're all keen to go and put it all into action. If you've got any questions at all, I know that you're... Oh, hold on, we've got a question coming through. Okay, Tash, I have a question. Tash, would you like me to unmute you? Let's have a look. If I can, darling, I'll find you. Okay, Tash, I think you're unmuted, love.
Hi, Lou. I have a prospect at the minute. We had a launch for her last month because she wants to join with the business in a bit and she can't afford it. But she said to her friends at the party, oh, I'm going to order some bits myself on Wednesday. So if you all message me with your orders by then, we'll put it all together. and then only one person ordered anything. So she only made like £5 profit that I said she could put towards her business in a box. So at the minute, she's still, oh, I want to do this because I really want to go for it big time, so I want to have everything that I need with me, but she can't afford the business in a box. So I just don't know. I'm seeing her on Wednesday. She's coming to, I'm doing a launch for myself at a local pub, and well, it's a hotel really. It's got a nice room, but it's a pub as well. So besides the point. So she's coming along to that. I'm inviting people along. I said if anyone she invites along places an order, obviously the profit from that can again be put aside towards her business in a box. But I'm just wondering if there's any other way you'd recommend. She's not keen on the £100 because she wants to have the stuff to lend out. So what would you suggest?
Yeah. See, my massive thing is yes, we can spend a lot of time finding ways how we can help someone purchase a box, but actually I spend a lot of time giving examples of people that I've worked with that have found a way to do it. And I know that's easier said than done, but I think if people see it as an opportunity rather than a cost. So if someone see it as they're spending money, that's when they struggle to buy it. Where if someone sees it as it's an opportunity and it's making them money, we can all kind of work with people to find ways. So then I use examples of, I had a lady in the team that went round her house and looked for all her little bits that she didn't want that she could sell on selling sites. That raised her £150 of stuff that she found in the garage. I had another lady that asked her family if that they would put the money together and she would have it as a birthday present or a Christmas present. I had another lady, which I always say I don't recommend this, but it's just an example of what she did. She put it on her credit card and paid it off within the 6 weeks before the bill was due. So I think sometimes, like you said, by her doing parties and things like that, that's not a true reflection of what the potential can be. And actually seeing it as it's not an expense, it's something that she can build, and really truly own and feel like she's a fully fledged business owner. So that's just some suggestions I'd maybe discuss with her.
Yeah, because I tried using myself as an example because I really wanted to sign up and I knew I had some money coming for some holiday pay that was owed to me. But it didn't come through when I expected it. So I borrowed some money from my nan and then I did my launch a week after my box came and I made I made enough profit to pay her back in full then. So I used that to show how you can really build the money.
Yeah.
She's just still very skeptical. Her mum's very skeptical and her mum's put her off a bit, I think.
Yeah. And I think,
examples are fab.
Importantly for you as well, sorry I'm talking over you, but importantly for you, don't waste all your time or all your focus and energy on one person that may be joining the business, because actually, showing her that other people are joining the business and they're earning good money and this is what's happening and this is what's going, that could probably be your best time spent as well. So it's obviously giving people the opportunity, but then knowing when you need to give other people the opportunity, because that's going to have a better impression on that person as well.
Yeah, fab. Thank you.
All right, darling. Speak to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Just mute you, Tash. Hold on. Okay. Sally Joplin. We've got a question here, love. I'll keep going until people start logging off. So if you want to log off, or just listen on. So Sally, I'm just unmuting you.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, good. Sorry, because my microphone's been playing off of me all day. I spoke to my mother today, God bless her. She's asking me about the Infinite collection, and she's like, oh, it's really expensive. I don't know how I can afford it. And I said, well, I haven't used it myself because I can't afford to buy it myself at the moment because I'm deep in debt again. And she's asking me, like, for payment plans and things. I'm like, I'm unsure about that. I don't know if we can do that.
Okay.
She's a bit dubious about the price. Sorry, Leah, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, you're all right, darling. Okay, so with the Infinite, obviously it is a higher range product, so it's always important to explain that to someone. But
Yeah.
also, there are four products in the box, so it averages out at about £41 per product if we were to just make an
Ah,
average. So I always say it averages out about £40 a product across the board.
that's not
Which
bad.
in relation to the higher value products that they buy on the high street, that's fine, it's
Yeah.
acceptable. Also, you've got the 60-day money back guarantee as well.
Yeah.
What I would hugely advise with you, because you said obviously, we all know that the refund policy is if someone refunds a product and
Yeah.
they return it to you, you send it back to head office, and head office sends you with a new product for you to then sell on. So then this
Mhm.
is where you get that problem with higher value products. But if she wants to buy the product through you,
Yeah.
and tell her it averages £41 per product. There's four products in the box. She can order it through your online link and pay on her card direct
Mhm.
with Forever. Obviously, the case credits and the retail profit come back to you into your bank.
Uh-huh.
Now, if she wasn't happy with those products and wanted a refund, it would be Forever that would refund the cash back to her card.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So,
I'm with you.
so that's a really good thing to bear in mind if it's a higher range products and you're a bit dubious about mentioning the 60-day money back.
Yeah.
Also, as far as payment plans and things like that go, I mean that is it's your business. That's something
Yeah.
that you would do and it would be through forever. So personally, I'd be inclined to just tell someone to save up the money and then buy it when when they can
When
afford
they
it.
can.
Uh, Exactly, exactly. But yeah, I think just breaking the cost of the products down into what they are per piece, and
Yeah.
explaining the active ingredients in them, and letting results speak for themselves. Using photos as well.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right, love.
Thank.
Have we got any other questions? Um, okay, Liz Smith, what's the best way to get disengaged team members back on board? This is a tricky one, and it is a really tricky one. And there's that saying, isn't it? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And this is exactly what team are like. And I think the best way you can get a disengaged team member back on board is just by becoming friends with them. Not having forever as a topic of conversation every time you message or every time you catch up, because that's when they disengage more. So building up that friendship with them, be it messaging every now and again, and then just saying, babe, what happened with forever? Or, how come you stepped back? And I think that's when people then really open and just say, well, we've got this going on at the moment, or we've got that going on, because the chances are they've switched off notifications or removed themselves from team pages. So a few drops of a message to see how they are goes a long, long way. And just knowing that they can come back should they want to, and it's not going to be awkward for them. Okay, so someone's just asked, when we refer to the business slides, which ones do we mean? Okay, so the business slides when we are showing someone the business opportunity. If you go into the file section on Team Renaissance, you'll see the business slides there. These are the ones that are used at the business presentation. So we've got the old slides and we've got the new slides. So if you go onto my YouTube channel or just type in Louise Mackenzie business presentation, it will come up on YouTube as well, so you can practice, but you can download the slides yourself. And this is really good when you're talking to someone through the business. Always get your slides out. Don't be afraid to get your slides out. I use slides even now because otherwise you go around in circles. So download your slides. The old ones, do products first and business last, and don't do as much marketing plan and percentages. The new ones do marketing plan first, products last, and obviously have a lot of the percentages and stuff in, so you've got to be really confident to do those as well. Okay, perfect. I've answered all my questions. I really enjoyed doing that. Well, right, guys, thank you for having me this evening and letting me entertain you. So I am going to stop the webinar now and I'll post the recording to the team page. So have an absolutely fantastic week. And this week is going to build you up to the middle of July. Can you believe it? So I shall speak to you again next week, guys. Bye.